Alrighty then. So, I was trying to give it a few minutes of people to. How's the camera look? It looks fine. You can see. Don't look sharp. Nothing. All right. Cool. Well, give it a few moments for some people to show up. But that being said, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Tabletop Temple, where we paint, we finally play, and we pray to the dice gods. Tonight is actually going to be a pretty cool night because I am playing Fantasy Map Maker. So this is a game that was sent to me by the creator, Harry himself. Harry Metcalf. Am I saying that name right? My brother, I apologize if I'm butchering your name. Let's see. Harry Metcalf. Metcalf? Brother, I am so sorry if I butcher your name. But no. Huge shout out to this guy. Harry, he sent me this game to play and live stream and check it out and give it a review. I played it a couple times already, and the game is actually very enjoyable. What you're basically doing is rolling dice, assigning them to this wheel right here, and then drawing features on a map. So, very zen, very cool. And if you good people want... As a matter of fact, it should be linked. I'm pretty certain I linked it. If you good people would like to, sorry about that. I actually have a link inside the description below. So that way, if you want to play along and learn how to play this game, it's really, you can. It's a link that Harry gave me himself. It should lead you to this very sheet. It's a demo sheet. So, got some hearts. Who's sending me hearts? Who's sending me hearts? Sam, my wife, my lovely wife. So the way that this game works is I figured I would go over the rules before I actually get started. And the first thing I would obviously have to talk about is setup. All you need is dice, the sheet, and the cards that come with the game. I'm pretty sure the Kickstarter or Game Found, whatever Harry ends up doing, is actually going to go and come with dice. This is actually an improved edition. Who's laughing? Don't you laugh at me. Stop laughing.
It's not a laughing face.
It looks like a laughing face. It's a smeely face. I like the smeely faces. Mute myself. I like all of the smeely faces. Felix, don't you dare start hitting my camera. So, yes, I will do my best to go over the rules as I go. I'm still learning them myself. So, Harry, if you are able to join the live, feel free to jump in and just go smack, get it right. So, that being said, the first thing that you do, that's good, is you lay out the 5 cards, and what these are going to do is tell you how your score method is going to end up when your map is completely drawn, or whenever the game ends. So you got a geology card, a landmark card, a nature card, the wheel that mainly pertains to the wheel itself, and I forgot the name of this one. Towns. It was on the tip of my tongue. T for towns. Duh. So to set up, you draw these 5 cards. I have the first game cards laid out, and they're all quest 1s. So the first thing you're going to do is write out which ones are going to be that you're going to be scoring to. So in this case, in this top box right here, you would write the number 1 because they're all quest 1. And again, all these cards are doing is just showing you what you're trying to aim for, what you're trying to draw your map in order to score. The next thing you do is you have to draw a starting landmark. You can't start just anywhere on the map. And when you start having pieces, well, I mean, there's an ability that lets you do it. When you start drawing more features on the map, they have to be an explored pieces. In other words, that's something that exists with a a feature that exists already in it. But in order to get the game going, you have to create a landmark. There's castles, there's ships, there is... Oh, Jesus. I can never remember the names. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Keeps. There's K for keeps, mines, ruins, and temples. Ah, didn't mean for that to happen. So the way that they work is, for scoring purposes, the castles are going to count as 3 houses. The ship will let you draw anywhere on the map, at least as far as I understand. The keep lets you ignore the results of one of the dice in the game. Except for in a solo game, but I'm not necessarily playing solo. I'm just trying to develop a score. The mine allows the player to add 2 to any die roll. The ruins allow a player to rearrange dice numbers while keeping their total. So basically, if you roll 2 dice, you can add them up and it's 5, and you can use that to divide whatever the numbers are. And I'll explain how the numbers matter. And then finally, there's a temple, which allows player to add or subtract 1 die from in any round. However, you cannot subtract 1 from 1 or add 1 to 6, and that's pretty obvious. Now, the castle and the ships are persistent abilities. The keep, the mines, the ruins, and the temples are one-shot abilities. So, that being said, you have to set up your first landmark, and you start it within the center. So how do you set that up? Basically, what you're going to do... What? Oh, thank you. Aw.
Look at it.
It looks... Damn, that actually looks really cool. My wife made me a bracelet. How about that? I like it.
Colors.
I love it, because mine broke.
I know, I saw that.
So, anyway, you got to set up your first landmark. You do that you roll the 2 dice to start with. I have a 2 and a 6. And you're going to draw your first landmark coordinating to the column and row. The order of the numbers does not matter. You can either put it at column 2, row 6, or column 6, row 2. I think to get things kind of started with this, I am going to draw a castle on column 6, row 2. So that's gonna, and you also have to put that and write a 2, 6 in there. Again, the order of these numbers do not matter whatsoever. And I'll explain how the rest of the game goes. So, column 6, row 2. Let's draw a little castle. And like I said, the castle's gonna count as 3 houses for scoring purposes. So, that being said, now we're ready to start the game. In order to get this game going, I think I should talk briefly about what we're going to be aiming for to score. So, the geology quest is we will score at the end of the game 1 point per space with the longest continuous coastline is in, and that's one of the features that we have to draw. The landmarks, you'll get 4 points. The landmark quest, you'll get 4 points per space that contains a landmark, but has no landmarks in surrounding areas. So immediately, if I draw no other landmarks surrounding this castle, I will score 4 points that way. The nature is you'll score 1 point per space, obviously, that has both a forest and a river or lake. Lakes made using coastlines do not count. Oh, well, dang, I didn't even know that. And then we have the capital, the towns, spaces earned for how many houses they contain. So clearly, probably going to want to draw more houses. Here's a kingdom, so get the kingdom. Let's draw it nice and pretty. Get it. Yeah, they're my kingdom. All right, so that be said, and finally, the wheel. We are going to score 4 points per completed wedge of the wheel. Now I'm going to talk briefly about... Hello, Samantha. The chat is quiet. I guess I'll start it. But Sammy Bear, I'm so sorry. So, per round, what's going to end up happening is, and again, this is where players are probably going to want to play along. You roll the dice, and then you use, doesn't matter which one you use it for, you assign one number to a wheel, and then you assign the other number to dropping pencils. You assign the other number to the map feature that you're going to draw, and that corresponds to how many you are going to be drawing. And the way things work, each one is going to coordinate to a different way that it's drawn. For example, if you are going to be drawing a forest, and let's say, okay, look, I'll actually use this for a good example. Let's say I go ahead and I put this 2 for wheel number 2, and then 5 forests is right here. What that, you don't draw 5 forests. What that number corresponds to, at least in the forest and mountains, as a matter of fact, that's how many intersections of the lines that the forest needs to cover. So it needs to cover 5 intersections. You could draw this any way you want to, by the way. Like, you can make it as silly as you want, you can make it as cool and spend a lot of time looking as you want. It's really cool. That only qualifies for their big landmarks, forests and mountains. However, if you got to draw a river, a road, a coastline, same thing. You roll the dice. You assign to the wedge. You assign the number to the... Let me find a good one. You assign it to the wedge. You assign it to the number. If it's a road, a coastline, or a river, that's how many lines that they need to cross. So if you're drawing a river of 3 or a road of 3, you got to go across 3 lines. Easy. And map edges do count as lines. So that being said, I think I am ready to get started. If anybody wants to join, speak now, forever hold your peace. Oh, I hope everybody's fighting the cold weather pretty good, by the way. So anyway, I'm going to give it about 10 seconds. You know what? I take that back. I'm going to give it about a minute. Talk about a few more things while I wait. So the way that a game... I guess I may as well talk about the way that the game ends. The way the game ends is a couple of ways. One, if you cannot assign a dice number to anything. So like, for example, if you can assign this to a 4, and let's say this whole section is filled, because there's doubles, and there's this whole section is filled, game ends. The other way that the game will end is if somebody completes the entire wheel. So it, like I said, it ends in 2 ways. Let's see. I went over coastlines. I went over rivers. Let's see. I know there's a couple more. Houses. When it comes to drawing houses, the number you correspond to that is just how many houses that you draw in a space. When it comes to streams, same things. Streams have to be starting from a river that you've drawn, a lake, or an ocean. Lakes can have streams or rivers flow into or out of them. That's how many lakes that you're going to have to draw. That's basically what this is. The number that you assign to the map feature, that's how much it's going to correspond to how many you're drawing. And finally, islands, same thing. Let's say you draw 4 islands, you have to draw islands in bodies of water, such as oceans or lakes or even rivers. And islands do count as lands. Other small features, landmarks, and even certain events may be drawn on islands. So very it's a very simple game. Oh, and finally, there's actually one more. They have the name feature. That's when you're going to start naming things. You can name them such as, you know, it even includes, you could name it. It comes with these cool names along all the side on the maps just to kind of help you out. But the point of the stream is to not only show you this guy this game, It's to show you guys, it's to help you guys involved, help me name these things. So just be as goofy, as silly as you want to. So that's the game in a nutshell. I will go over some more of the rules as I go because I may get stumped on them myself. But the game lasts about 30 minutes to an hour. Very simple. So, that being said, let's get our first dice roll. Come on, this is where we pray to the dice gods. Give us a good starting. So we got a 5 and a 6. So let's see. I can either go to wedge 5 or wedge 6. I think to get things started, I'm going to go to wedge 5. And I am going to draw 6 roads. So like I said, the 6 roads just got to travel across the lines. And like I said, you have to start drawing in a place that's already explored. And explored space counts as something that already has a feature in it, in which this case, I have to start from my keep. So the longest continuous coastline. Does anything count as drawing roads? I'm pretty sure I read something that counts as roads. Little known landmarks, continuous coastlines, forest and a river and a lake. No. So no roads. Okay. Well, just to show you how the game begins. Let's begin. So I gotta go across 6 lines. That's 1, 2. It's like they're exploring. We sent knights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 4. Yeah, and I'm gonna curve up. Why? Because why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, was that 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6. So that's the first map. Boicha. All right. So and then the game just continues like that. You're going ahead and go and roll the dice again. I got a 2 and I got a 5. Well, considering the fact that part of the game scoring is going to be scoring houses, I think it's pretty obvious we're going to go to wedge 2 and we're going to draw 5 houses. So we already know that this counts as 3. So let's add to this town. We got to add a bar. There's the bar. And we got to add some random person's house. His name's Tim. I don't know why. Nobody doesn't know why. And finally, we'll add another bar. This is a town of alcoholics.
Mention that you're writing Tim's name.
Like,
No longer use his own name.
we kind of darken these lines. Sam said I should go over this with a pen, my wife, but quite frankly, sometimes you'll have to erase. Mrs. Guru, sorry. I'm so sorry. Just kind of darken these lines a little bit, make them a little bit easier to see. Oh, that's better. That works. All right. So now we have a 3 and a 6. Let's see what else we could find. What's on wedge 3? I can either draw, and you gotta go with the next thing that's on the wedge, like starting from inside out. They all connect to one another, but the first one you select has to be the first one, like, outside the wedge. If I'm not mistaken, I'd have to go back and look at that. So from wedge 3, we could draw coastlines. Coastlines is a thing. 4 points per space that contains a landmark, yet has no, wrong one, I'm sorry. 1 point per space that has both forest, river, and lake. Nope. 1 point per space. Wait, 1 point per space, the longest continuous coastline is in. Yeah, that's actually a good start. So let's go ahead and. Nope, why did I write a 3? That's meant to be a 6. This is wedge 3. Gonna do 6. Now, where are we gonna start? I could start from map edges. Here is this. You know what? Screw it. Here we go. It's traveling along the road. 2. There's 3. There's 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, there's 6. Now, here's another thing. If I'm not mistaken, you can continue these at a later date. You just have to make sure that they're not incomplete, if that makes sense. So when it comes to if a map, it's called a map mistake, and they will deduct points in your total score. For example, a map mistake being that you have a coastline or a river that's just stopping mid-space. It doesn't end in anything else. So, like I said, there's just certain rules. So we have the coastline. I mean, everywhere needs a good starting space. Apparently these people, maybe they came to this place, they decided to camp out near the coast. You never know. All right, let's keep going. Ugh, what we got? Dang, big numbers, 6 and 4. So what's on the wedge for? We can name it something, draw another landmark, or draw a river. And on wedge 6, I can draw more houses, I can name things, or I can draw another landmark. I'm trying to think what would be better. You know what? Let's do that, because we'll probably come across more coastlines soon. So, la-di-da-di-da, they're traveling down this road. Oh, look, they wanted to camp out here for the night, take a break, but then they realized, oh my god, this place is very prosperous. So they decided to build more homes here. Well, maybe one of them got a divorce up here and decided to move away and decided to go with, but oh my god, I need a house. Tim, please build me a house. You must build me a house. 4 houses. Alright. Let's keep going. Praying to the dice gods. Oh. What's that? Man, I'm just getting nothing but 6s. 6 and 1.
Cheater.
How's that cheating?
I don't know.
How is that cheating? You're so weird.
Because it's you.
Alright, so I'm going to name something. And I will explain how adding landmarks will work in a little bit when I come across adding another one. Alright, let's name something. Let me try to give the chat a chance to throw a stupid name in there for anything on the map. So far, we got a coastline with an ocean. We got some houses over here. We got a kingdom over here. What y'all got?
Because I'm going to throw out random names
Oh, go for it.
that are going to be sexual.
Keep it clean enough, but names, just name something stupid. Doesn't.
Sexual.
Mount Jism. I'm trying to think. Dick Beach?
Yep.
Really? Dick Beach. That's what you got? Dick Beach. It's not even the shape of a dick. Well, maybe a tiny one that's not sticking out so far right here. My god. Alright, Mrs. Guru has spoken. But in order to censor this, I'm gonna censor the word. We're gonna call this
ECK.
Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Dick Beach. Dick Beach. Right here. Alright. That was one name. But I'm not scoring points for names, so what we got? We got a 1 and a 6 again. Jesus. Okay, let's see. What's on the one side? I could draw lakes, but I don't think I'm ready for lakes yet. So you know what? I'm gonna draw another landmark. I am going to draw a ruin. Now, the way this works, it's basically skipping. If this wasn't a more than one player game, you're basically giving up your turn to draw something until the next round. So the way that this works is you choose a dice number. That's the first one. And I'm going to choose 1. And then everybody else would take their turns with the dice. But then coming back around, a 1 and a 6. Wow. All right. Let's see. You know what? Screw it. We're drawing the ruins in 1. 1, 1. Let's see. Ruins.
Okay. Me one too.
Wait, what?
Maybe one too.
1 what? Oh, a bracelet?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Look.
So there's the ruins. It's way in the corner. We have to discover that. Looks good. I like it. So that's actually the special rule about ruins. They can't landmarks. They may be placed in unexplored areas. Adding a landmark does end up exploring the space. So now we don't necessarily have to worry about any of these down here. We can also start drawing features starting over here because it's technically an explored place. So, but basically, when you want to go ahead and draw a landmark, that's what you're doing. You're basically giving up your turn to draw another landmark. Ooh, we got doubles. Okay, so I'm gonna explain something about doubles. The game, I don't have it in this game. Therefore, more of a challenge. I can grab them actually. So the game, when you roll doubles, the game actually comes with these event cards. And they all right here. It's for only when you roll doubles. When you roll doubles, bad things start getting drawn on top of anywhere on your map. I mean, you can draw Kraken, draw sea monster within in an ocean space or lake. You got a drought, draw dunes across 2 adjacent land-only spaces. Do not contain forests, coastlines, lakes, or rivers. You could draw a monster on a land area within a space. You could draw volcanoes. They all, most of them, they'll actually all start deducting points from your total end score. But I don't have it in this game. This is just supposed to be just a bit of a demo, but I figured I'd be fair and explain what those are. So now, I have no choice. I gotta come to Wedge 5. And you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's draw some mountains. I can show you how the mountains work. So now, so the ruins are way back here. Maybe they're trying to explore this place. We have to cover 5 intersections. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so let's do that. So now, we'll draw some mountains. And I'm usually a better drawer than this, so bear with me. Like I I said, you're just drawing away. Let's see. Has to cross intersections. Like I said, if Harry would come in here, I'm pretty sure he would be saying like he's can very easily probably go smack get it right. Why are you not playing with the events? Well, considering that if anybody wanted to play along, I didn't want to hurt anyone's score too terribly. So that's my main reason why. It's for those who want to be more challenging. Maybe next time I break this out, yeah, I'll definitely play with the events. So let's finish up this mountain. So yeah, like I said, mountains have to cover 5 intersections of lines. That's all they have to do. Very, very simple. I don't know, when we come across more names, we're going to have to call this something. Let me finish kind of make it look somewhat pretty. Get all the shades in. But yeah, in a nutshell, that's what happens when you roll doubles. Easy. All right, so next, what's the cards on the table? The cards on the table, all they are is just a means to the end of scoring. That's all they are. So, easiest one I can bring up is the wheel. For every wedge of wheel you complete and fill in completely, you score 4 points for it at the end of the game. They have one down here, the capital card. Spaces earn points for how many houses they contain. So if you have a space that contains 15 houses, guess what? You're scoring 15 points. So over here, like let's say the game just ended right now. So this would count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I would score 3 points just based on this space alone. Over here, I have 3. That would count as 1 point, etc. So, all right. So I rolled a 2 and a 1. Did I roll? I don't recall if I rolled. I did? Okay. So 2 and a 1. So I can name 2 places, or I can draw a stream. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a stream. So the way streams work, they gotta come out of oceans. They don't necessarily have to go across lines. That just corresponds to how many you have to draw. So I'm gonna draw a little stream. Yeah, got a little stream going. Leads into the ocean. Maybe some fish. Some fish. This is where they fish. I'm saying fish quite a lot. Alright. Let's go ahead. We got a 2 and a 3. What's on wedge 3? I can do another landmark, but I can also name some places. Or I could draw more mountains. Let's see. Ruins. That's the one that lets me... Yeah, that's my one-time ability. The ruins let me... Allows dice sum to be divided into any 2 possible numbers. Yeah, see, I like that. That's pretty cool. So, I don't think I want to do that just yet, so I'll just stick with the 2 and the 3. Screw it, let's get another landmark going. Let's draw another castle. I'll use 2 in hopes that I get another higher number. A 5. Ooh, that's perfect. So castle. So I'll use the 5. So I can go row 3 to 5. And that's my coordinates. Or I can go 2, oh my bad, 2 to 5 or 5 to 2. Just trying to debate where. And I'm not sure where. Alright. I think what I'm going to end up doing is 2 and 5. That way I can start filling out this section of the map. So let's go ahead and draw the castle. Already? 1 point. This is 1 point already. Because the castles count as 3 houses. So, alright, let's go. What we got? 2 and a 3. Let's see. Ooh, I could draw a forest. Here we go. 2, 3. Let's draw a forest. Must be in an explored space. I can draw here. And when it comes to drawing houses in the explored space, you just have to, like, for example, one of the intersections has to be one of the spaces that something is explored in. So, let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3. Alright. I'm not sure how to draw trees, but I'll figure something out. So, yeah, some trees, although it's kind of probably looking more like a lake. But I'm going to go ahead and draw out some lines just to kind of make the trees. They're very skinny trees. All the skinny trees. So there's our forest. All right, let's keep going. What we got? We got a 1 and a 5. Let's see. I still got my thing. I could use that as to a 6 and divide it into any numbers I want. Don't think I'm quite ready for that one yet. I kind of want to wait till I get like a really big number in order to use that ability. For an artist, that's a sad forest. Yeah, you know what? I don't have time to make this look pretty, so get off my ass. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it Sad Forest.
Forest of depression.
The Forest of Depression. My God. You walk in, it's all whimsical, and you're like, oh.
The suicide forest.
You walked in, there's bodies hanging from the tree.
There's actually a forest known for suicides.
Oh, really? Suicide Forest. Okay. I know I'm laughing. I know I'm laughing at that. I do not condone suicide. If you need help, God Almighty, please go get you some help. I do not condone suicide. I shouldn't joke about that. So I apologize. All right. But we'll call it something stupid. All right, so that was a 5. Wait. So I just got done drawing the forest. It's 2 and 3. Yeah, I gotta roll. Duh. 1 and a 6. What can I draw? Can I draw more coastline somewhere? Yes, I can. 1, 6. I'm gonna move on. More coastlines. Considering the fact that the coastline is supposed to contain like the longest, we're gonna continue this coastline right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have a full-blown coastline with an ocean. I don't know what to name it yet. We'll call it Baywatch Bay or something like that. Man, I remember watching Baywatch. Have you ever watched Baywatch? I'm not talking about the little recent movie they made. I'm talking about the old, like David Hasselhoff and Pamela Anderson. Sexy lifeguards on for the rescue.
20th year anniversary.
Wait, what?
High School Musical, their 20-year anniversary.
Oh, cool. All right, we got a 1 and a 3. That's a backwards 3. 1 and an E. All right, so let's see. What's on wedge 3? I can name one thing, or I can draw a lake.
You name it Lover's Island.
An island? I mean, I would have to draw 3 of them. Lover's Island. Well, there's no island yet, technically. So you know what? We'll go to 3. We'll name something. Let's go ahead and name something. What are we gonna name?
Forest of Depression.
Forest of Depression. Huh?
The sad, sad trees.
All the sad trees. It's so sad. All right, let's continue. We got a 1 and a 2. It's on the 2 wedge. More roads. Or on the 1, I could draw. I think I could draw 2 islands. Let's go ahead and draw 2 islands. Because I think 1 point per space that has both a forest, a river, or lake. Lakes made using coastlines do not count. Bet Bob Ross would be disappointed in your trees. They aren't happy. we're gonna take some and we're gonna oh. Nah, you're good. You're good. All right, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, two islands. Get one right there. So we got one island. Size doesn't necessarily matter for the island. You just got to draw two of them.
Size does matter when it's called a dick beach.
And then we'll draw a tiny island over here. It's more like a sandbar. You know, I would really like to go swimming at a sandbar at Lake Bossy Point sometime this year. I think that'd be pretty cool. So, got two islands. Moving on. 1 and a 3. What we got? So 1, I can name 3 things. It was bugging me that this wasn't necessarily shaded. Can name 3 things. 3 to wedge 1. Oh, I could draw a stream. I can draw a stream or one mountain. It could be one mountain. I don't know. Chat, what's your suggestion? One stream or 3 houses? What do y'all think? Should I draw 3 houses or 1 stream? Tick tock, tick tock. 3 houses. That works for me. Right here. 3 houses. But where I'm gonna put them? Well, this kingdom well, you can draw them technically anywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw one right here. That bitch from this place decided to move in. I'm gonna draw 2 of them over here. 1, 2. Just for that one lonely fucker in the distance. I live alone over here. Wait, what'd you say? I didn't hear what you said. All right. Well, moving on. What we got? Again, 1 and 3. Jesus. All right. Let's see. I think this time I'm gonna name 3 things. All right. Lover's Island. I like that.
Beach.
Lover's Island. Okay. That's one thing. We got the Forest of Depression. We got Dick Beach.
And Lover's Island.
Dick Beach is very close to Lover's Island. I wonder what happens over there. Let's see. Let's name one of the kingdoms.
Name a mountain.
You want to name the mountain?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can name the mountain. What can we? What shall we name this mountain?
Pussy Valley.
No. 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 You already made me put Dick Beach, and I even censored it. No, I am not naming it that. What?
You can make it cat instead of pussy.
Meow Meow Valley. Well, well, valleys don't necessarily count as mountains, though.
Mount Yeti.
Mount Yeti?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Mount Yeti! Mount Yeti. Who lives up there? Yetis. Lots and lots of Yetis. Alright. Let's continue this.
What else did you name? That was only 2.
Oh, yeah, the third one. So we named Lover's Island, Mount Yeti. Need to name one more. Name a kingdom. And my numbers are 5 and 4 for the next round.
Kingdom of
Cat Kingdom? Which one? Is this the Cat Kingdom? Or is that the Kitty Kingdom? Which one is it? We got 2 kingdoms.
The bottom.
Bottom one? Boy, that's very ironic. Because cats usually bring joy to people's lives. Kitty Kingdom is right next to the Forest of Depression. These are lovely names, boys and girls. Alright, so that being said, let's continue on. Alright,
You
so...
already rolled it.
Oh yeah, 5 and 4. I'm sorry. Thank you for catching that. We got 5 and 4. Let's see. So wedge 4, we can name more shit.
No.
We can draw a river or draw another landmark. On wedge 5, we can draw a lake, a river, or more houses.
I vote about to jump on the table.
What's on per space that has both forest and a river or lake? I think I'm gonna go with a river. So that is 1 point per space that has both forest and a river or lake. I'm gonna go with a river. So we gotta cross 5 lines. Let's go. Let's start right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I just come back. Draw the other side of the river. Maybe it has a huge bank where people swim. Then it's leading into the ocean, but it also leads nowhere, so I need to try to get a stream somewhere. Right. What's this?
Okay, that's right. The forest of depression. I want houses.
It's the Forest of Depression. How do you think the river was formed? From their tears. All right, so we got doubles, 5 and 5. You know what? Screw it. We're going to go with more river. Let's continue on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it comes to the map edge. And you can kind of see so far that the map is actually coming to life this way. So, we have a kingdom. People decide, let's tell the story here. We have a kingdom. People decided to move away and start there here. These people decided to go here and start a new beach called Dick Beach in Lover's Island. They realized that their dicks were too small, so they came to the forest where they got really depressed, but then decided to move south and go ahead and start the Kitty Kingdom because they realized they weren't men anymore and they wanted to do something to fill in the void in their lives. But when they came into the Forest of Depression, they looked north and saw that there was Mount Yeti, and they realized to themselves, we're not fucking with that. All right, what's got? Oh shit, more doubles. 1 and 1. So 1 and 1, got no choice. Gotta draw the mountain. I don't want the game to end early. I'm gonna have it intersect over here. As the people looked upon in the Forest of Depression, they noticed that the mountain was growing. How is the mountain growing, they must ask. We don't know. And for some reason, there's a tiny volcano. Alright. That's doubles. Boy, I would be drawing a lot of bad shit. More doubles, motherfucker. 3 and 3. I can draw more mountains. Or streams. I will go with...
Streams.
Yeah, I will go with...
Streams of dreams.
The streams of dreams. I dream that we have kitties. Into the kitty kingdom. That's 1. I'm gonna score pretty big with this number right here. There's 2. And the last one, we'll just have it come out right here. This is where the heavier fish just seem to land. The river needs to be the name, the River of Tears. Yeah, the River of Tears. Now we got 3 and a 6. So wedge 3. I can draw more mountains. Or draw another river. Both a forest and a river or lake. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna score pretty nice for that one. Or we can come to 6 and draw forests. I can draw more coastlines. Or I can do another landmark. Well, considering the fact that I need a score for blah blah blah, that I need a score for houses, I'm gonna do another castle. I'm gonna put castles everywhere. So I'll use 3 as the first number. Kind of keep it low because I don't want to end up in the ocean. And we got a 5 or a 6. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I could draw one right there. I'll do 5. Ooh, wait. Isn't one of the points for not surrounding? 4 points per space that contains a landmark, yet has no landmarks in surrounding spaces. 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. Oh, dang. Catty corners count. I kind of bit myself in the leg there. If I would draw a kingdom right here, castle right here, if I use the 6, I would have to go ahead and draw a coastline around it just so it doesn't become incomplete. Because clearly castles...
The Kitty Kingdom castle.
Oh, dang, you're right. Let's see. 5, 1, 2, 3. I guess I have no choice. Contains a landmark, yet has no landmarks in surrounding spaces. Alright, it's fine. It'll be worth the points alone. Just for having a lot of houses. It's cool. It's cool. Alright, well, let's continue. Let's see. 2 and a 4. Wedge 2. Well, I can draw more roads. Now, the one rule that does not count for incomplete maps is actually roads. For some reason. Which they're roads. They can end anywhere. So I gotta go across... How many roads? 4? Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Leads into the mountain. Why? Because why not? 1 and 2. So we can go 2. I can draw a coastline. Or 1. No, 1's completed. 2, 1. So let's see.
Square 1 complete.
Wedge 1 is completed. I can't add anymore using that wedge. Let's see. 1. I'll have to hopefully get lucky and get more coastlines. 5 and 3. 3, I can do rivers. 5. Yo, look right here. 3. I can continue the coastline. 1, 2, and then I'll just end it there. Got a nice little corner coastline right here. All right. Wait, did I mark it? Yes, I did. 5 and 5. All right. Let's start naming things. 5 names. All right, I'm gonna have to rotate my paper real quick. Let's see. The River of Tears.
You can name one of the kingdoms.
All right, well, we got this one or this one.
Do the top one.
Top one? All right.
Kingdom of Blood.
Kingdom of Blood?
Yep.
Well, no wonder the lady moved. What happened at that kingdom? You don't want to know, man! Kingdom of Blood.
Yeah, that's 2.
That's 2. We got to name... How many I said? 5? Yeah, 5. Got this little stretch of island over here. This is one river, by the way. You could name other parts of the river.
No, it's all rivers.
And you can also name the streams, the house, collection of houses, etc. Even the ruins over here. You can name literally anything you want. They got a coastline over here that made a little part of the ocean. So,
Coastline.
yes, you can. Well, it's like a lake or ocean.
Blood. Sacrifice.
Just sacrifice.
Sacred beach.
Let me see.
Killer's Island.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Got lovers. Killers.
Killer's Island, Lover's Island. We don't cross to either one.
2 more.
This poor ruins by itself. Let's see.
I'm trying to think.
Why? Why are you coming up with these screwed up names?
I mean, you gotta go to the Forest of Depression.
Forest of Depression, my god.
With the ruins, you can do like the bone breeds or the boneyards or something.
Boneyard, yeah.
That's 4.
Boneyard ruins. And finally, we got a kingdom right here, a little coast right here. Got some streams we can name.
The Streams of Dream. I like the Dream.
Oh yeah, I kind of like that. The Dream Stream.
Washing away depression.
We're sad.
Dreams are washing away.
Meanwhile, these people, yeah, tears. Fuck yeah, tears. Alright. Let's go ahead. A 1 and 2. So I have no choice but to use the wedge 2. Let's see. Oh, Jesus. Alright. Oh. 1 river. The river's gonna split so I don't end up with an incomplete river. The riverbank has split right here. Whoop. 2 and 2. Oh, Jesus. Alright, so now I'm going to use my ruins. Just kind of mark it that I used it so I can't use it again. I'm going to combine these two numbers to make a 4 and then split them how I like. So I'm going to do a 3, wedge 3, and 1. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do a river. Another river. 1. And it's going to lead right into the ocean. River leads right into the ocean, as they always do. Alright. Game's going to be almost done soon. Doubles, 4 and 4. So let's go ahead and do a forest.
Do it on top.
I gotta cover 4 places though.
You can do it on there.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep.
Here's yours. Happy trees.
These will be happy trees.
Happy tree friends.
Oh god. No, no. Stay away from happy tree friends.
You're doing it next to Blood Kingdom.
My god. What kind of hell on earth are you creating, Sam? Let's get the trees. Gonna paint some sad little trees.
Happy friend forest.
Happy time forests. Now let's hope. I want to try to complete his
Forest of Friendship.
Forest of Friendship.
And it's next to Forest of Depression.
A 5 and a 4.
Ooh, the Forest of Killers. Killer Forest.
Well, I'm gonna. So 4. So on a 4, I could do another landmark or roads, or I can make more houses. So I'm gonna make more houses. I'm gonna draw 4 houses. Let's see, and they're per space. Wait, what?
Block 1-4 needs help.
There's 1.
Block 1-4.
1, 2,
Nope, other way.
4. Right here. 5.
No, I didn't say over. I said up.
What are you talking about?
1-4.
I'm at 4.
Go right there. Pointing to the second one. The block is empty. Give it some things.
All right. Well, hold on. Let me make sure. It's both a forest, a river, lake. I'm gonna do it right here. Well, I'm gonna save some space. You never know. It could be useful. That's 2. That's 3.
Maybe Kingdom needs houses.
4. Like down here, maybe they're farms or something. All right. Hopefully we won't get bitten in the ass. 3 and 3. The only thing I can do. 3. I can do here, here, and here. The ruins are, like, if you want to go to the ruins, you're gonna have to scale this mountain. So all of this right here is nothing but mountain. Yeah, got this. So Mount Yeti has expanded. Alright, I'm pretty sure the game's gonna end in the next couple of turns. 3 and 1. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 1. Nope, that's game. I can't place anymore. So, and now let's see what our score is gonna add up to. Let's see. All right. So for geology, 1 point per space. The longest continuous coastline is in. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 points. Starting off strong. I like that. All right. Landmarks. 4 points per space that contains a landmark yet has no landmarks in surrounding areas. So the ruins, that's 4. Right here, that's 8. And I think that's it. Yes, that's it. So that's 8 points. Nature. 1 point per space that has both forest and a river or lake. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. It's 7. I wonder if the other rivers count. 8. You know what? I'm going to count it. 8, 9. 9 points. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. All right. The capital earns points for how many houses they contain. So this space is 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 3 points. Right, a little 3 just to make sure. Right here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 plus, that's 1 point. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 3 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 points. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10. That's 10 points. And finally, 4 points per completed wheel. I completed wheel 1, wheel 2, and wheel 3. So that's 4, 8, 12 points. Now we're going to check to see. I don't have anything broken or missing. So no points. So now we get to tally up our score. So that is 11 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10 plus 12. My score is 50. I scored 50 points playing this game. If I was playing solo mode, I would have lost. Because the way the solo mode works is you have to beat these bottom scores depending on the difficulty level that you want to do. You could do E. You have to at least beat the E score. And the way you do that is you add up each one at the bottom of the card, and that's the number you have to beat. There's no way I would have beaten that. But hey, 50 is not too bad. So I like it. And there, my good friends, is Fantasy Map Maker. And what you're left with is a pretty cool map. And you could probably use this for D&D. You could probably use this for quite a few things, actually. You could probably use it for D&D if you're writing a book and you want to showcase a map. There's quite a few uses for this game, but it's just a fun way for the people who like to draw, people who love fantasy things. So my first impressions of it as a person that does like to draw, even though I haven't really drawn in a very long time, I think this is actually a pretty solid game that Harry had made. It's very zen, very relaxing, so I like it. It's pretty good. And if I've gotten any of the rules wrong, I do apologize. There will be, I'm pretty sure Harry is going to watch this and tell me, smack, you got this wrong. But I guess we'll see. So, but as always, good people, I want to give a huge shout out to Harry for sending me this to play for you guys. I really do enjoy it. I'm pretty certain he is going to have a Kickstarter coming soon, or Game Found a page, I'm not sure which, and you're going to get pretty much everything you see here and then some. I'm pretty sure that's how that's going to work. So yeah, whenever that comes out, when I get more information, I'll be sure to share it. But Harry, thank you so much for sending me this game, brother. I'm pretty sure yeah. Just truly, man, thank you. So, as always, guys, I will see you on the next Tabletop Temple.